Hi everyone, welcome back. And for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Beverly and this is my second video. So I'm still a neophyte, but I'm getting there. Today, as promised, we're going to talk about a dancer, choreographer by the name of Alvin Ailey. And for those of you that don't know about Ailey, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. You can't actually mention modern dance or talk about dance or movement without mentioning Alvin Ailey. His dream was to create a multicultural dance company whose membership was really based on their talents, their artistic expression, their technical virtuosity, rather than the color of their skin. Alvin came from very humble beginnings. He was born in 1931 in Texas, and at 12 years old, he moved to California with his mother, where there were better opportunities for jobs and for schooling for him. And Alvin, he was a really good student. He was very good at languages and athletics. But he was a restless student, and he was growing up at a time during the civil rights movement where people were reading a lot of James Baldwin and Carson McCullers and Langston Hughes. So he had that fire in him to really want to do something and to create meaningful works. And while he was in California, he met very influential people in his life. One of them is Carmen de Lavallade. And for those of you in the dance world, Carmen was brilliant in her own right. She was a trailblazer, performing many pieces herself, and she was beautiful and wonderful. Anyway, she introduced Alvin to Lester Horton. In 1949, he had his own school, but Lester, he was quite different because he allowed people of all different races to attend his school. And America at that time, that was quite unusual. And Alvin enrolled there, and that need to learn and do things was really accentuated by going to this school, because he learned classical ballet, modern Native American dancing. He also learned set design, costume design, art, music. He was very well developed in the arts in many areas. And that was the precursor that led him to create his own company in 1958. And they're still dancing today, still famous today, 61 years later. And it's the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. And Ailey created 80 works. He choreographed 80 works for the company. And Revelations was it was his signature piece. He created that in 1960. And it came out of the music that he heard in dance halls and at church. It also came out of his idea of the love, pain, and anger of Black people growing up in America. And it was a wonderful piece, and it's still being performed now. And he created many other works. The Lark Ascending, which is quite different. That's one of my favorites also. The music was by Ralph Vaughan Williams. And it's a very sort of lyrical, light, airy piece. You know, quite different to Revelations or one of his other jazzy pieces, Blues Suite. Ailey created a different kind of dancer, a dancer that was very theatrical and had a very extroverted style of dance with strong personalities and extraordinary technical skills. You know, they could move their hips side to side, sashay, just with the stealth of a cat. And they were beautiful people. They were wonderful. And in 1969, Ailey created his school, Alvin Ailey Dance Center, which still trains about 3,500 students today, and they turn out wonderful dancers also. So his legacy continues. In his lifetime, he won many honors, and one of them is Barack Obama selected him for the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And there was also a postage stamp that was created for him in 2004. And there's a famous street in Manhattan, 61st Street, called Ailey Place, named after him. I remember when I was growing up in the 80s of going to one of the old Ailey schools on East 59th Street. And I was always excited and happy to go there. I lived in Brooklyn at the time, and I loved taking the train uptown to go to the Ailey School because the people there were exciting and great dancers and great technique. And the school at that time, Pat Thomas and Milton Myers were teaching there, and they were very popular, exciting people. They made dance wonderful. They made you want to get up every day and go there. They made you want to move. They made you want to live. Well, today, that's the end of my talk. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and initiate the notification bell so that you know when the next video is coming. It was wonderful to see you all again. Keep dancing.